So people have been asking me what it is that I'm doing with hydroponic farming and greenhouses, and what does it have to do with politics, and what are you thinking? I thought you were a cable news host. I thought you were a finance guy. Let me put it this way. At the end of the day, human beings must have access to basic resources to build their communities. They must have power, they must have water, they must have food, they must have electricity. And there is no question that the future of the global resource network is a giant decentralized network of high-performance resource hubs. And so it became so obvious to me that neither the US government nor the US power apparatus had any interest in providing any access to any of that. No, what do they care about decentralized resource systems? They care about their own self-preservation and the idiocy of lefty-righty politics while they argue about some of the worst policies in the history of mankind, with recent healthcare debates over the past few years between the Democrats and the Republicans being the most obvious example, although it's only one of many. So the reason I left political commentary as a full-time profession to get into the business of building and integrating super high-performance decentralized resource hubs is because if we're going to create jobs, hope, education, food, water, power, and communication for people on the planet, we're going to do that using the technology of our era on a decentralized basis. Will the Northeast of the United States be the first place to adopt it? Probably not. But the billion people on the planet whose only source of heat and electricity right now is cow dung and wood, you think that they would like to do that? There's a reason why the cell phone service in Nairobi is better than the cell phone service in New York. And it is the same reason why the decentralized systems of the world will ultimately be first adopted in the developing world and will leapfrog the West in its antiquated centralized systems. But if you're going to stabilize and build communities, which is ultimately the intended purpose of our political and media apparatus, and it's failing to do that, I could no longer stay and participate in that. I felt the need to get out and put myself into the mix directly to build the equipment that can solve the problem, which is why we ultimately created Helical.